a important travel company. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you. Here we go. Okay. So you see a picture on the screen of some books, but they're special books. Does anyone know what you call these books?
It's a guidebook.
Good, good. These are guidebooks. Okay, guidebooks. Actually, I'm going to write in the Google Hangouts chat because that's better. Okay. And Alex, what do you use these guidebooks for? Alex, do you know? I don't hear you, so I don't know if you're speaking. Okay. Well, you use these to plan a trip when you're going to travel somewhere, right? And one of these major companies for guidebooks.
Okay, I was mute. I was mute.
Oh, okay. Okay, Alex, what were you saying? Oh, you're muted again. Uh-oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but then it keeps putting you on mute. Ah. Uh-oh. I don't know what's wrong, Alex. You might want to try leaving the Hangout and then coming back because I
I'm
think.
having some.
Okay, yeah. Try going out of the class and then joining again, and maybe it'll work. Okay.
Okay, okay.
In the meantime, hello, Fernando. I think you're in here twice.
Yeah,
Okay.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am great. Fernando, where are you again? Where are you calling from?
I'm from Colombia, but currently I'm living in the United States.
Ah, you're in Fairfax, right?
Yes.
Okay, I remember. Well, it's good to see you again in class. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. So, let's keep going. We were talking about these guidebooks, and Lonely Planet is an important travel company, at least in the United States it is. So we're going to read an article about Lonely Planet. Before we do that, I want to review some vocabulary. So the name of the company, Lonely Planet, is here. I'll show you their website in case you are unfamiliar with what they do. So here you can see they make travel guides, they have adventure tours, and all kinds of things to help you plan a vacation or a trip to anywhere. All right, so this is Lonely Planet. Okay. So now, some other important words. The first one here is alarmist. Okay, this is used as an adjective in the reading that we will do. Something that is alarmist means it causes alarm or fear. Okay, it makes people worry. The next word is buoy. Okay, this is used as a verb in the article. It means to keep up or to keep afloat. Okay, keep it floating in the water. A buoy normally is a noun, and this is what a buoy is. It's a thing in the water that floats and tells you maybe a specific distance in the water, or it marks the perimeter of something. So this is called a buoy, and it floats. Buoys are always floating on the water. So they make a verb out of it, meaning to keep up or to keep afloat. All right. So we will go ahead and start reading the article here. Let's see. Diego, can I have you read the title and this first paragraph, please?
Okay. Tunisia tops Lonely Planet's Best Value Destination for 2015. Two of Africa's most beautiful countries have defied alarmist headlines to come out on top of the world's best value destination, as named by Lonely Planet. The travel guidebook company has named Tunisia and South Africa the year's best deals in this 2015 Best in Travel Listings.
Very good. Excellent job. This word, defied.
Defied.
hmm do you know what that means, to defy something?
No, I don't know.
Okay, let's see. Anybody else know what defied means? Cesar?
To challenge?
Ah, good. Okay, yes, exactly, Fernando. To challenge or to go against. Okay, so two of Africa's most beautiful countries have defied alarmist headlines. Okay, that means they went against or they challenged the headlines or the news that is coming out of Africa currently. And they've come out on top, or they have been named the winner of the world's best value destinations. Okay? If something has the best value, what are we talking about when we're talking about value? Caesar, this one's for you. What does value mean?
Maybe in this case, on this context, the best place, best value destinations, worth place.
Yeah, best worth, as in it's not very high cost, right? So you don't have to pay a lot of money to get a good experience. So value here deals with money. If something is a good value, it means it's worth the money. Okay, good. So we have Tunisia and South Africa being the best deals in the listing. So a deal is similar. It's like a good value. So if you're getting a good deal on something, it means you're not paying too much. All right? Good. So let's look at the map, because some people may not be familiar with where exactly we are talking about. Okay, so you can see Tunisia is here, up in northern Africa. And then, of course, South Africa is all the way down here, right? So both the north and the south are here. All right. Has anyone ever been to Tunisia or South Africa before?
No.
No, I've never been.
No. Okay. Well, maybe after you read this article, you will want to go there. Okay, are there any questions about this first paragraph before we continue reading?
No, I don't have questions.
Okay, good. All right. So here's the next one. I don't want these to be bold yet. All right. Whose turn is it? Fernando, can you read this next section for us?
Such a strong
Oh,
showing.
wait. Start with this sentence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Namibia and Morocco were also named among the 10 top countries to visit in 2015.
Good.
Such a strong showing buoys hope for Africa travel providers hit hard by Ebola fears. Many North American travelers have chosen to stay away from the vast continent this year, despite outbreaks of the disease being confined to use a few countries located thousands of miles from these popular destinations.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So here in this paragraph, we see that phrase, buoys hope. Okay, such a strong showing for such a strong showing buoys hope for Africa travel providers. Okay, meaning it keeps their hopes up. Okay, they're not drowning, they're floating. Their hope is staying high. Okay, because many of these travel providers suffered when the news of Ebola came around because it meant that fewer people will travel to Africa. Okay, many people are scared. The next phrase is here. So it says, many North American travelers have chosen to stay away from the vast continent this year, despite outbreaks of the disease being confined to just a few countries. So if something is confined to just a few countries, what does that mean?
That the disease is just in 3 or a little amount of countries.
Good,
But
yeah.
the American people think that it's in all of Africa.
Exactly. So, to be confined to is to stay in a certain place, okay? So, I might say, I don't have a car, so I am confined to my house. I can't go anywhere besides my house. I'm stuck. So, to be confined means to be staying in one place. So, the disease is confined to just a few countries, meaning it's not spreading. Confined equals not spreading. Okay, excellent. So the question now that I want to ask all of you is, how have the Ebola outbreaks affected travel for people in your country? Or has it affected you at all? Maybe there's no effect, but I want to hear about what it's like. So, Alex, you can start.
Well, Spain is very close to Africa, but we had had got only one case of Ebola, so it's supposed that there there are no there is no danger,
Okay.
and but I don't know if people travel to Africa actually, but it's a recent event, so I don't think that people is going to Africa now.
Yeah. So,
Mm.
okay, good. So you're not sure, but probably, since it's still recent, perhaps people are not going to Africa right now.
Mhm.
Okay. And do you know how, I know there was one case of Ebola in Spain, and how did that person get Ebola?
How?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not sure, but I think that this person is a nurse, and she was taking care of some person who were working in Africa.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. So
And
yeah, that's correct. She was a nurse and she was taking care of someone with the disease. She did not acquire it in Spain, of course. Okay, good. How about Diego? Is there any effect on people for traveling, at least in Colombia?
No, in Colombia, not affect the people when when travel to other countries to transmit Ebola. I think the the controls in the airports are so hard to 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 explain or to control the come back the people from Colombia when are traveling.
Okay.
I think that it's more of it's a fear for the
Society.
society. Yeah,
Yeah, so there's more fear, but not really affecting the way people travel because that would be pretty difficult to control, right?
yeah.
Okay. Fernando, what do you see here in the United States?
I just heard that 4 people, 3 or 4 people,
Uh-huh.
have the Ebola because they were working to help the people in Africa,
Yeah.
and they come back, and here the doctors found that they have the disease.
Uh-huh. Good. So yeah, some people got it from working with people in Africa, but and then one of them kind of spread it to two of their nurses that were taking care of him. But there are maybe, I think at the most there were 3 or 4 cases, nothing more than that. Okay, good. And Anatoly, welcome. How are you?
Hello, thank you. I'm fine, thank you. Sorry for being late.
That's okay. We're talking about Ebola and how it has
Yes.
affected the world. Yes. Is there any effect there in Russia?
Not so much, I think, in average. We don't have panic as I see in newspapers from Obama's administration. It seems for me. But also, I think average person could think about it as a possible situation about this disease for everyone.
Okay. Excellent. Good. So there's not much panic over there like there is here in the US. Okay, good. And Cesar, how about you in Brazil?
Here in Brazil, we don't see much problems with travelers. Uh, Neither travelers coming to Brazil or come out Brazil. I think in Brazil it's more soft the way we facing Ebola problem. We
Okay.
don't have any case yet.
Okay, good, good. So kind of similar to some of the other students' responses. Okay, excellent. Are there any questions about this paragraph before we continue reading? Okay, let's go on. Let's see, whose turn is it? Oh, let's have Anatoly. Can you read this next paragraph for us?
Okay. Much tourism in the affected countries, which are located in West Africa, explains Moira Smith, General Manager of Go-Way Travels Middle East and Africa Division. Most travelers make it to East Africa or Southern Africa, and the distance between those areas and any Ebola-affected region is immense.
Immense. Good.
Immense. Okay.
What does immense mean?
Huge, I think, from context.
Exactly. Huge. Very big distance between the areas that have Ebola and the areas that people normally travel to. Good. All right. And this word I want you to repeat, region.
Region.
Good. Region or area. Excellent. Okay, so now my question is, this paragraph talked about tourism and how there really isn't much tourism in West Africa. But what is tourism like in your country? Let's see, we can start with Fernando. You can talk about Colombia or you can talk about Fairfax, whichever one. Fernando, are you there?
Oh, in Colombia, the most visited places are the beach in the north of Colombia.
Okay.
There are many cities most visited.
Would you say that tourism is a big industry in Colombia?
I think so.
Okay.
I think that is one of the most important
industries. I think
industries in Colombia, yeah.
Good. Diego, do you agree with him?
Yes, it's true. The people prefers go to the sites with the environment it's so hot, and the people likes the beach or nearly of the hometown to change the environment, and the other people likes to go to Europe or United States.
Okay.
Relative, but the it's most common go to the beach.
Okay. So I would say that Colombia probably attracts many tourists because of the weather and all of that. Okay, I'm curious, Anatoly, what is tourism like in which city do you live in again?
I live in Moscow, in Russia.
Okay, how is tourism there in Moscow?
I think it is good enough, but maybe we don't have much advertisement around the world, and I think potential tourism industry is very perspective or potential profitable area for earning money, but the level of tourism not enough. I think my city have much more possibilities to improve tourism. And the second or maybe the first city which foreigners and I personally like also St. Petersburg. It is a very unusual city and every tourist should visit this city like obligation, like visiting Paris, Venice, and St. Petersburg in that line, in my opinion.
Okay. So in your opinion, if you go to Russia, you should visit St. Petersburg.
Yes.
Is St. Petersburg bigger than Moscow?
No. But the main trick is that it is a city which was built on the will of one man, Peter the Great, Tsar of Russia, and it was built in a not so suitable place, and he built a palace on fresh air. Almost all city, at least the center part of the city is a very big palace on the fresh air. Under fresh air. That's the
I think
thing.
I have seen pictures of that palace many times, but I've never been there. I would like to go to Russia someday. So I'll remember that St.
Welcome.
Petersburg is it's an obligatory place to visit. Hmm. Okay, good.
Yes.
Excellent. Any other comments about tourism in your country? I know I didn't ask Alex. What do you think? Tourism in Spain, is it important for the country?
Yes, it's tourism is a big industry here in Spain, and well, there are some parts of the country that are more touristic.
Touristy.
Tourist,
Touristy.
touristic. Okay. Yes, like the east coast, the south, Andalusia, and the north. The north is very touristy as well, and Madrid, the capital, as well.
So is the place where you live touristy?
Yes, yes. I live in the east, in a coastal place in Valencia, so
Okay, good, good.
very touristy. Yes.
Yes, excellent. Okay, good. Any questions on this paragraph before we continue? Okay. Hmm. Okay. Let's have Cesar, did you read yet? I don't think you read.
No, I didn't read.
Go ahead.
Uh, Tunisia, which claimed the coveted #1 spot on the best value list, is safely perched at Africa's northern tip on the Mediterranean coast. It has long been a quiet achiever for Galway's Africa team. Tunisia tours may take in Roman ruins, exquisitely detailed mosques, the ancient remains of Carthage, or even former Star Wars sets.
Excellent job. Very good. Okay, so this paragraph talks about the things that Tunisia offers. So, Cesar, can you tell me one thing that it says? What can you see in Tunisia?
Um, you can see the coast of Mediterranean.
Okay, yes, that's where it's located. It's perched at Africa's northern tip on the Mediterranean coast. Good. But what can you actually see in Tunisia? It talks about 4 different things that you can do or see there on a tour.
You can visit ruins,
Good. Roman ruins.
Roman ruins,
Mm-hmm.
uh, exquisitely detailed mosques. I don't know what it means.
Does anyone know
And
what exquisitely means? Exquisitely detailed. If something is exquisitely detailed, what does that mean?
Exquisitely with good taste.
Yeah, exactly. With good taste. So it's like very beautiful, very fancy, exquisitely detailed mosques. So I'm sure some of you have seen these. Look at detailed mosque. A mosque is a place of worship for the Islamic religion. Oh, where did it go? Come on. Okay, I don't know if my searching is working, but anyway, it's when there's lots of fancy engravings or carvings in the building. Here's a lot of exquisite detail. It's very beautiful and very fancy. Okay. What else can we see? Alex, can you tell me 2 more things?
Mhm. The ancient remains of Carthage.
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 Carthage was an ancient city that you may have heard of. That existed. It was a central location for civilization many years ago. So this is Carthage, and you can see the ancient remains, or what is left of the city today. Okay, so ruins are parts of a city that still exists but are half deteriorated, or half of it is kind of destroyed. So we call those ruins when there's just pieces of it left. Good. So this is Carthage. There are many cities named Carthage after this original one, which is in Tunisia, or Cartagena, I think.
Yes. Here in Spain,
Yeah.
there is one.
Yeah, and I know there's definitely one in Colombia, and I think almost every country has some form of Carthage or Cartagena. Okay, and what's the last thing that you can do on a tour in Tunisia?
The Star Wars sets.
So some of the films, the Star Wars films, were recorded or filmed in Tunisia, which is pretty interesting. I did
Which
not
one?
know that. I'm not sure.
Maybe episode 1.
Yeah.
I think in the
The
race.
desert, right? Yeah. I think
With
you're
the-
right.
Yeah, maybe.
Have you seen all of those Star Wars movies?
Yes. Well, 6. There are 6, I think.
Yeah, something like that. I haven't. I've only seen episode 1, I think. Yeah. How about anybody else? Are there any other Star Wars fans here?
No.
No? Okay, well, anyway, if you are interested, you can go to Tunisia and see where they were filmed. All right. Oh, are there any questions on this paragraph? Okay. The next paragraph is here. And we will have, Fernando, did you read yet? I don't know if you read.
Yes, I already read.
Ah, okay. Who did I miss? Oh, Alex, you didn't read yet.
Yes. Okay. Perennial favorite South Africa claimed second place thanks to a weakened currency. Weakened. Weakened currency and a well-developed tourism industry. There is an Africa safari here to suit any budget, and only in Cape Town can a visitor go wildlife watching, wine tasting, diving with sharks, wilderness hiking, and nightlife hopping, without ever switching cities. Those who do want to travel farther afield might venture north to Namibia. Runner-up and Lonely Planet's 10 top countries for 2015.
You can also say 2015. Both are fine. 2015 or 2015. Good. Okay. Perennial.
Runner-up.
Runner-up. Okay, good question. Does anyone else know? What is a runner-up? Okay, let me explain. So, when you have a contest, for example, a race, okay, and the person who gets first place is the winner, right? The runner-up is the person who gets second place. Okay, so a
Oh.
runner-up is who comes after the main winner. However, in this case, it doesn't always mean second place. For example, this says runner-up on Lonely Planet's 10 top countries. So it didn't make the top 10, it's the runner-up. So what place was Namibia? What number? Do you know?
Number 2.
Not number 2 because,
11?
yeah, good. It's the 11th because it's not in the top 10. It's runner-up to the top 10, meaning it's in the 11th spot.
Oh, okay.
So runner-up does not always mean 2. It can just mean the next person after the winner or after the main category. Okay.
Okay.
So it depends on what you're talking about, but yeah, that's basically what it means. So in this case, Namibia is 11th place, meaning it was the runner-up to the top 10. Okay, good question.
Okay.
Okay, so the first phrase here, perennial favorite South Africa. Okay, if something is perennial, what does that mean? Perennial. I'll give you a hint. Sometimes we use it when we're talking about plants or flowers. So a perennial flower is one that comes back every year. You don't have to plant new seeds. It will come back naturally. So it's kind of like eternal or forever. Okay? So perennial favorite means every year South Africa is a favorite for this list. It always is on this list. It's a perennial favorite. Okay. Claimed second place thanks to a weakened currency. If something is weak, it is not strong. So the currency in South Africa has become weak. So it is weakened, which is different from the word weekend. Weekend. Make sure you hear the difference. Weekend and weekend. That's something else. Okay. Saturday and Sunday make up the weekend.
Yes.
Good. Okay, so in this paragraph, they talked about a few things that you can do in Cape Town, the main city in South Africa. Okay, let's see. Anatoly, can you tell me 2 things that you can do in Cape Town?
We can visit wildlife, nature. We can taste wine.
Good. You can go wildlife watching and wine tasting. Okay, so wildlife watching means going and seeing the lions and the elephants and all that. And of course, wine tasting. Good. Diego, tell me 2 more things that you can do in Cape Town.
We can diving with sharks.
You can go diving with sharks.
Diving with sharks. Wilderness hiking.
Good. Wilderness hiking. What is that? Do you know?
I think is the similar with the snowboard in the wilderness.
Not necessarily a snowboard. So if you go hiking, you're just walking, right? You're hiking on a trail in the wilderness or in nature. Okay, good. And Cesar, tell me the last thing you can do in Cape Town.
Nightlife, hoping.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I think maybe means very agitated night at the Cape Town.
Very what? Say it again.
Agitated. I don't know if this word exists in English.
It does, but I think it's a false friend because agitated means bothered or annoyed.
Okay, okay. It's completely different.
Yeah, I think so. Can you try
Yes.
to explain with other words?
It's a enjoyable nightlife.
Okay, good. So, what does nightlife, when we talk about nightlife, what does that mean? What do you do?
A lot of things to do at night in the city, Cape Town.
Okay, good. We're specifically, when you hear the word nightlife, it's specifically talking about going out to clubs and dancing. Or, having drinks at a bar. That is considered nightlife. And hopping means jumping. Okay? So if you go nightlife hopping, it means you're going from one club to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. You're not staying in the same place. You're going to many different bars or clubs. Okay.
Okay.
Is that typical in Brazil? Do you go nightlife hopping?
Yes. No, I use it too, but now I'm more stay at home.
Okay. Yeah, so sometimes in a big city, I think it's more common to do this, to go nightlife hopping. You can also call it bar hopping, which I'll type in the chat. Okay, so I might say, oh, for my birthday on Monday night, I went bar hopping. Me and my friends went bar hopping. Meaning we went to many bars. Okay, good. Are there any questions in this paragraph?
It's okay.
Okay. Good. Oh, actually, there's one more thing that was important. There's an African safari here to suit any budget. Fernando, can you explain that phrase?
Suit any budget?
Do you know what that means?
No.
Okay, it's kind of an idiomatic phrase. Does anybody else have an idea? What does this mean? To suit any budget.
I think appropriate price for a tour.
Good. Alex, you were going to say something too?
Yes, it means that it's not expensive.
Okay, good. So to suit can mean to fit. Okay, so if it fits any budget, it means it doesn't matter if you are very rich or maybe you have an average amount of wealth, you can always find something to do. Okay, whether you have a lot of money or not so much. Suit any budget. Okay, so now here is the last paragraph, and I will have Diego read this one, please.
Okay, with leading travel providers and commentators, confident of an African recovery in 2015. Now is an excellent time to take advantage of prices pushed down by unfounded fears.
Good. Okay, some words here. Commentators, it has the first syllable underlined because that's where the stress is. Commentators. Can you repeat that?
Commentators.
Good. Okay, and a commentator is someone who comments about the economy or, money or news or different things like that. Okay, people who speculate.
Okay.
And the other word here is unfounded. Unfounded. Okay? What do you think that means? Now is an excellent time to take advantage of prices pushed down by unfounded fears. Any ideas here?
We expected to find something scary, but we don't found scary thing there.
Okay, good. Sort of. Alex, you had an idea?
Yes, it means that they are fears not based in in a rational thought.
Good, exactly. So unfounded means not based on rational thought, or there's no evidence for this. Okay? So as we read in this article, many people in the United States and in North America are scared of Ebola, but these are unfounded fears because there's actually not much threat to us if you're going to South Africa or Tunisia. All right, good. So although this word looks like the word found, it doesn't really have to do with that. It's more about having evidence or having reason. Okay, so unfounded means it does not have any good reason. Excellent. Okay, so now is the time to go to Tunisia and South Africa, according to this article. So let's discuss a little bit more about what we read, or the way that you plan your travel destinations. Okay, so my first question is, when you consider travel destinations, what are the most important factors influencing your decision? So what do you think about before you travel somewhere? Diego, how about you?
I consider all topics: the value, weather, the environment, and the place with, for example, museums, the tourism,
Attractions.
the attractions. Yes,
Okay.
to guidebooks. I don't know. I consider all all topics because I think it's important to consider that.
Okay, what do you think is the most important thing then? What is the first thing that you consider?
I think consider the weather. I think that uh, and for me it's most important to change the weather and know a new places. I think that the values is second a second uh, topic because to the nowadays it's much easy um, have a credit with a bank. I think that the value is not more important to do.
Okay. So, Diego, would you consider going to a place that is very, very cold, or do you prefer warm weather?
Depends. I think that the all weather's cold or warm. I think that is have the attraction. For example, when uh, I'm going to Argentina, I prefer the cold city because it's a different place to can do the in your country. For example, I never saw the snow, but in this case, I can see.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, good. Uh, Fernando, is there anything else that you would add to the list of things to consider when planning a trip?
I think that the most important thing is the budget.
Okay.
You have to know what is your budget because you don't have to owe money all the time.
Okay, good. So that is a good segue into my next question. Have you ever taken a trip somewhere just because it was a good value or just because it was cheap? Anybody?
No, I think some people do that, but the most people travel to places that they want to go.
Yeah, I
They want
hope
to
so.
know, yeah.
Yeah, I would
Oh,
say
I
that.
just want to go to that hotel because it's expensive, or no.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't make much sense to do that. Although I do know some people who have gone places just because it's cheap, but it's more often that they go to places like that if they're just taking a tropical vacation. So some people know that they want to see the beach, so it doesn't matter what beach, as long as it's nice and warm weather, they will go. But that might just be Americans. I don't know. All right. So we only have a few more minutes, so let's go to the last question. Would you rather travel to an exotic location or a location more similar to your own city? Anatoly, what do you think?
I'd prefer to travel to an exotic location
Okay.
because it is a possibility to know something new,
Yeah, to learn
Colombo,
something, right?
to learn something new, yes.
Hmm. Good. Have you ever been anywhere far away from Russia?
Yes, I was in the United States once. I was in Hong Kong, and Madeira also far away from my city. It is in the Atlantic Ocean near Morocco.
Okay, excellent. So you've done a good amount of traveling.
Yes.
Would you ever consider going to Tunisia or South Africa now that you know that it has a very good value?
I think it could be very interesting. I thought about that destinations also, and maybe in the future I will visit it.
Okay, good. Good. Anybody else? Alex, how about you?
Tunisia, if I want to go.
Mm-hmm. Is
Yes, yes,
have,
I would like to travel to every place in the world. I would like to travel to the exotic ones and similar to my city as well.
okay. Have you
Yeah.
ever traveled far away from Spain?
Yes. Well, far. Uh, I've traveled through Europe and apart from Europe, I have been in the north of Africa, in Morocco.
Okay.
Mm.
Good.
I haven't been in Asia or United States or South America. I would like.
Ah, okay. Excellent.
Mm.
Good, good, good. Okay. Yeah, it said Morocco was also on that top 10 list. Did, did you feel like you had your trip was a good value when you went to Morocco?
Yes, yes, I liked a lot. I have to say that when I went once time,
Hmm.
uh, we well I went with two friends of mine, and we went because the flight was cheap, but the reason was the reason was that we wanted to go out and have an adventure
Mm,
outside of our
good.
country. So
Yeah,
we decided to, oh, it's cheap, okay, take this flight.
yeah. I know a lot of my friends that went to Europe and they would just choose the cheapest flight to travel around Europe because they'd said, "Yeah, we can have an adventure." So,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
good.
the important thing is that the adventure, to stay with your friends, to have a good time, and the environment and the country. It's the background. It's not as important.
Yes. As long as it's safe, then it's good to do that.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Well, unfortunately, we are out of time for today, but thank you all for joining, and I hope you learned a little bit about this travel news, and maybe you can start planning your next trip to Tunisia.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, take care,
Yeah.
everyone.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Thank you.
You're
Bye.
welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.